1. The day humanity was summoned. When the message arrived from the stars, the entire world panicked. For decades, humanity had searched the universe for signs of intelligent life. Telescopes scanned distant galaxies, probes traveled across the solar system, and scientists dreamed of the moment we would finally make contact. But nobody expected the aliens to contact us first. The signal appeared suddenly across every satellite on Earth. It interrupted television broadcasts, shut down radio channels, and even appeared on mobile phones. The message was translated instantly by advanced AI systems. Representatives of Earth are requested to attend the royal selection ceremony of the Celestial Empire. That single sentence created chaos. Governments demanded explanations. Scientists debated whether it was real. And ordinary people wondered why an alien empire wanted humans involved in something called a royal selection ceremony. 2 days later, the second message arrived. This one was more specific. The princess of the Celestial Empire must choose a companion from among the greatest warriors and leaders of the galaxy. Humanity has been invited to participate. The idea sounded ridiculous. Humans barely had interplanetary travel technology, while this alien empire clearly possessed faster-than-light ships and interdimensional communication. Why would they invite us? Nobody knew, but the invitation came with coordinates and a promise of safe travel. Eventually, the United Earth Council made a decision. A single human representative would go. For reasons that still confuse me today, they chose me. 2. The human candidate. My name is Daniel Carter. I'm not a soldier. I'm not a politician. And I'm definitely not the greatest warrior Earth has to offer. I was an ex-military engineer who specialized in survival systems for deep space missions. Apparently, the council believed that someone calm and practical would represent humanity better than a political leader. So they put me on a ship. A very strange ship. The alien vessel arrived in Earth orbit 3 days after the message. It was massive, larger than anything humans had ever built. A small shuttle detached and transported me aboard. Inside, the technology looked impossible. Walls shimmered like liquid crystal. Gravity felt perfectly normal. And the windows showed stars moving faster than I thought physics allowed. An alien guide greeted me when I arrived. She was tall, with pale blue skin and glowing silver markings across her arms. "Welcome, human representative," she said through a translation device. "Where exactly are we going?" I asked. She smiled faintly. "To the capital of the Celestial Empire." Then she added something that made my stomach drop. "The princess is eager to begin her selection." 3. The royal planet. 3 days later, we arrived. The capital planet of the Celestial Empire looked like something from a fantasy movie. Gigantic cities floated in the sky. Massive rings of light circled the planet like glowing halos. And the main palace, it was enormous. The structure stretched across an entire continent, built from shining white towers that reached into the clouds. Thousands of ships surrounded the planet. Alien ships, every shape imaginable. Some looked like glowing spheres. Others resembled giant crystalline wings. This ceremony attracts warriors from many civilizations, my guide explained. "How many?" I asked. She looked amused. "Over 12,000 candidates." I almost fainted. 12,000 alien warriors, and one random human engineer. I had a feeling this wasn't going to end well. 4. The warriors of the galaxy. The selection arena was the size of a stadium, but instead of sports teams, it was filled with alien champions. Huge armored warriors from warlike planets. Elegant alien nobles with glowing armor. Massive creatures with multiple arms. Some were terrifying. Others looked almost peaceful. But every single one of them was powerful. And then there was me, a human wearing a borrowed ceremonial uniform. As I walked into the arena, I felt thousands of alien eyes staring at me. Some looked curious. Others looked amused. One massive warrior with four glowing eyes laughed loudly. Did they bring a pet from Earth? Another alien said something in a language I didn't understand, but the translation device made it clear. A fragile species.
Great.
I was already the galaxy's biggest joke. 5. The princess appears. Suddenly, the arena fell silent. Golden doors opened at the far end of the palace balcony, and she walked in. The alien princess. At first, I thought she was human, but then I noticed the differences. Her skin shimmered faintly, like starlight. Her long white hair floated gently, as if gravity barely affected it. And her eyes, they glowed softly like two distant galaxies. She wore royal armor made from glowing crystal plates, elegant but powerful. The crowd of warriors immediately knelt. Even the giant four-eyed warrior lowered his head. My translator whispered the name into my ear. Princess Aelira of the Celestial Empire. She stepped forward calmly and looked across the arena. Her gaze moved slowly from warrior to warrior, studying each one, evaluating them. Then something strange happened. Her eyes stopped.
On me.
6. The whispering crowd. I tried to look confident. Inside, I was panicking. Why was she staring at me? There were 12,000 better choices. She slowly walked along the balcony, observing the candidates. Each alien warrior stood proudly, showing off their armor, weapons, and power. Some projected holographic displays of their victories. Others displayed their strength through glowing energy fields. Then the princess reached the center of the balcony. Her voice echoed across the arena. The royal selection ceremony begins. One by one, warriors stepped forward to present themselves. A champion from the volcanic world of Karos demonstrated his control over plasma weapons. A massive reptilian warrior lifted a 10-ton crystal pillar. A telepathic alien demonstrated mental abilities that could control machines. Each display was more impressive than the last. Then someone laughed again. Human, the giant four-eyed warrior pointed at me. Show us your strength. The entire arena looked at me. I had absolutely nothing impressive to show. 7. The most embarrassing moment. I walked forward slowly. The arena felt enormous. 12,000 alien warriors watched me. The princess watched too. So, I said awkwardly, I'm not really a warrior. Laughter spread across the crowd. I'm an engineer, I continued. I build life support systems. More laughter. The four-eyed warrior leaned forward. You came to compete with warriors, and you fix machines? Basically. The alien crowd found this hilarious. Even some guards were struggling not to laugh. But the princess wasn't laughing. She was watching me carefully, studying every word, every movement. Then she asked a question. Human, if you are not a warrior, why did you come? I took a deep breath. Because my planet asked me to represent them. Silence fell across the arena. Then I added something honestly, and because I was curious. The princess tilted her head. Curious? Yeah, I said. Meeting new species. Learning about other civilizations. Seeing the galaxy. For some reason, she smiled. 8. The princess's decision. The ceremony continued for hours. Warrior after warrior demonstrated incredible abilities. But I noticed something strange. The princess kept glancing at me. Again and again. Eventually, the final candidate finished their display. The arena went silent. The royal advisor stepped forward. Princess Aelira, he said, you may now choose your companion. The crowd held its breath. Everyone expected her to choose the strongest warrior. Maybe the giant four-eyed champion. or the telepathic alien. Instead, she stood up and pointed directly at me. My choice is the human. The entire arena exploded with shock. 9 Chaos in the arena. Impossible. That's absurd. A weak species. Alien warriors shouted in disbelief. The four-eyed giant slammed his weapon into the ground. You insult the warriors of the galaxy. Even the royal advisors looked stunned. One of them approached the princess carefully. Your Highness, perhaps you misunderstood the purpose of the ceremony. She remained calm. I understand perfectly, but the human has no combat record. No political influence. No royal heritage. The princess looked at them calmly. Correct. Then why choose him? Her answer shocked everyone, because he was the only one who came here not seeking power. The arena fell silent. She continued speaking. Every warrior here displayed strength to impress me. Every noble spoke about glory and victory. Then she looked at me again, but the human spoke about curiosity. 10, a different kind of strength. The princess stepped down from the balcony. She walked across the arena floor until she stood in front of me. Up close, her glowing eyes studied my face. Human Daniel Carter, she said. You did not try to impress me. You did not boast about strength. You simply told the truth. I shrugged nervously. Seemed easier. She smiled slightly. In my empire, honesty is rare. Then she turned back to the crowd. Warriors of the galaxy, strength is common. She gestured toward them. But curiosity, humility, and courage to stand among giants without fear. Her glowing eyes returned to mine. That is rare. The giant warrior growled. You choose weakness. The princess shook her head.
No.
She placed her hand gently on my shoulder. I choose potential. 11. The human who changed the empire. The next few weeks were complicated. Half the empire thought the princess had lost her mind. The other half became curious about humanity. Meanwhile, I was suddenly living inside an alien royal palace, learning about advanced technology, meeting alien diplomats, and slowly getting to know Princess Alira. She asked endless questions about Earth, about human culture, about music, art, food, and history. One day, she admitted something surprising. When I first saw you, you looked terrified. I was terrified, but you still stood before thousands of warriors. I laughed. Running away would have been more embarrassing. She nodded thoughtfully. That is why I chose you. 12. The future begins. Months later, the galaxy had mostly accepted the princess's decision. Humanity officially joined the Celestial Empire as an allied civilization. Trade began. Technology was shared. And the galaxy slowly realized something unexpected. Humans might not be the strongest species, but we were one of the most adaptable. One evening, I stood on the palace balcony beside Alira. Stars stretched endlessly across the sky. Do you regret your choice? I asked. She looked at me calmly.
No.
Why? She smiled softly. Because every day you surprise me. Then she added something that made my heart stop. And because curiosity is contagious. I looked at the endless stars. For the first time in history, a human had become part of an alien royal family. Not because of strength, not because of power, but because one alien princess saw something the rest of the galaxy missed. Sometimes, the bravest thing in the universe is simply being human.